coming up from the Popo and Koopa first, so you always want to go with the Alpha Wolf Bite. See if you get any targets you like, right? If you do, then the Lapu Lapu commits in together with Esmeralda, because the dive is definitely going to hurt us. You can see the poke coming in from Lapu Lapu is so annoying, but this is one of the big win conditions, right? If you're playing Lapu Lapu, you need to know how to annoy the enemy's opening. As Adamir is going to pick up the purple buff here. Ken is a bit overextended, but should be able to get out safe because he is a jaw hit.
Yeah, but the problem about Jay picking up the Sicilian, right? I believe Sicilian does take a lot of mana, but okay, Azura X forced to use the flicker will be able to get out of there safely. The ejector is just dishing out the damage that's required for Almghty to just pick that up.
And this series of engages, we see Almghty and Kingsmen battling for control, right? They're battling for control around the turtle side because they want to start the clear there and then move down. So it's tricky. Right now, it does go the way of Kingsmen for the meantime.
I feel like what Kingsman could do, you can see how the Roger path, but instead, Adamir is actually pathing downwards. So Almghty at the same time might lose a bit of priority, but they're leaving Jawhead right there just in case if Kingsman has some second ideas.
Who is being annoying on this Esmeralda. She isn't as tanky as, rather this isn't the same tanky Reynas compared to game 2, but it still gets work done against Alice. In fact, he has more pressure, he has more lane priority. So when it comes to roaming up for the first turtle, I believe that Chu should be able to get level 4 first and then walk up and try to get something started with the falling Star Moon compared to the Alice.
And the worst part, if you notice how Kingsman actually took one jungle camp away, but hold on a second, as Chu gets super low, Adamir doesn't have the multi-shocker, so won't be able to clean up. It was used, but Kingsman, they are now focusing on the top side because that's where the turtle is spawned. But note that trap is just absolutely beautiful.
Again, just sitting in the backlines. He has the ultimate available. They're going to check into it. Look at the damage onto Azure X. Oh man, he should be dead here.
Yep, he misses the ult as well, but at the same time, you can see that the Ken actually loses his life right there.
Bit of a misplay coming in from Sky. Should have gone on 1-for-1 there, but Almghty, they are the ones with the initiative on the turtle. Kingsmen, they could contest this, they could back off. They're waiting right now, seeing if they need to pull the trigger. Looks like it should go the way of Almghty.
I don't think Kingsman could actually contest for the turtle. If you notice, Jun basically walked from the bottom lane all the way up to the top. Kingsman, they lost one was able to pick up one member of Almghty, but Almghty just decided just to pull the trigger. We're just going to go in and commit for the turtle, even though we have one member less.
Some sacrifices were made though, because Almghty, they brought the Alice all the way up towards the turtle, so that's time she wasn't farming, that's time not scaling.
Not absorbing the orbs.
Not absorbing the orbs, so it does hurt. They trade late game scaling, like they push the timer back a little bit, but they get some tempo in the mid game. So now they can contest these mid game fights without getting like slammed.
You notice how Almghty, they're slowly creeping on top of Chu as well. Jay coming in, but I don't think that's the Sicilian that will be able to do any form of damage as of yet, because don't forget, Jay also needs the stack, but he's right now very mana hungry as Odiabambi will be able to find Ken. Azura X stuns him down, locks him down for Odiabambi just pick
Good picks, good control. Chu is going to be fighting on the bottom side. Meanwhile, the push coming in mid still. They're looking to focus down and get some gold on the mid tier 1. Looking for the dive now actually on the top side. Now Khalid has ultimate. He could get out of this very easily if he senses the threat, right? And now they're going to make their position known too, so he should know that there's 4 members here.
Yep, at the same time, you can see Almghty, they're still putting Jay, hold on a second, the engage coming in, Odiabambi will nice. Get decimated by Almghty, and the members of Kingsman will force the disengage. They will sacrifice Odiabambi, but no damage is done or taken by Almghty.
Insane read coming from Almghty, having the gall to challenge Kingsman for that dive, and of course that's one of the things that Khalid can do. If you're not careful, he smashes you in the wall and gets the control down. Because of the detour to the top side, Almghty will get mid tier 1. They open up the map, and if you had to ask me, Chris, like at this point, if there was a win percentage, it's slowly leaning towards Almghty.
I agree.
55%, 60%, 62, 60, 68, 69, 70% now.
They take the mid lane turret, man. I mean, at this very early age, but Unstoppable Force will be used on top of Azura X. Shu coming in for the engage as well as a member of Kingsman is trying to look for Ken. Ken will go down, but Jay is lack of mana. He doesn't have the mana for the damage as A1A2 will be able to pick up Sky, but Adamir, he's at the top side instead, and now Kingsman will have initiative for the turtle.
If they pick up this turtle, it's leaning back to 50%.
How to turn the tables? I lost track there.
They still get the top side, that's good. They open up space, and it's Adamir that actually picks up the structure. So overall, in terms of what they should be able to finish this here, right? But overall, in terms of structures, it's 2-0. Kingsman losing a lot of map space, and that's tough, especially because you want to be making plays. You need those turrets to rely on. Now coming in, Ken looking for unstoppable force, but decides to stay his hand, a bit more patience shown.
I feel like what Kingsmen will have to do is try to vie for that mid lane turret once again.
Yep. They need to open up mid tier 1 if they want to skirmish.
Right now, they're playing with basically on crutches, right? Because Kingsmen, their side of the map is pretty open because Almghty can just sneak in via the mid lane and it's pretty much dangerous for Audio Bambi.
So when your mid tier 1 is down and your opponent's mid tier 1 is up, what happens is your opponent has permanent vision and map pressure in mid.
Right.
Meaning to say the minions are always going to be pushing up faster. Good trap though. Minions are always going to be pushing up faster, so Kingsmen need to always shove the wave out if they want information.
Yep, but okay. Kingsmen at the bottom side, they're trying to make some plays though, but Sky will be there to help out Adamir. Azura X is in position, whereas a bit of a lane swap happening. Jun will be rotating up top. Will be going up against Loon this time around.
That there is 45 seconds on the turtle. Kingsmen with a small goal lead, and this is starting to look like game 1. The mid-game team with no mid-game lead is an awful feeling, right? And when they start to fight into the scaled Sicilian and Alice, it can only go worse.
Yep.
Kingsmen need to pull the trigger and make something happen right now. Otherwise, they're going to risk getting outscaled.
Yeah, you talked about how Kingsmen, they should have the early game, the mid and early game, right? Right now, it's starting to fall over to the late game as A1 and 2 will get focused down. Jun coming in, the Unstoppable Force lands on top, Azura X Wolf instead. That's one pickup of the ultimate.
But they don't have the Yin Yang overturn. They can't contest this turtle. I think right now, Almghty, they should get this for free. Kingsmen, if they stick around, they might just lose a big fight. The call was made. Bambi goes back to farm the jungle. Bot side, Chu is pushing out to get some pressure. They're looking for cheeky picks, but there's no way that Kingsmen can contest this turtle.
Yep, Kingsmen, they should be playing off the map right now, but they're going to be sending through all the way up top. Loon engages, Adamir focus on, but nice flicker coming on the top. Unstoppable Force down top, Loon. Adamir gets shoved all the way back, but hangs around, make sure that nothing happened. As True will get tossed and ejected back. And
oh,
True
this guy's so good.
Oh my goodness, that's a joy that actually gave up Adamir on a silver platter over the Kingsmen.
Yep. A bit misplay there, you have to think, coming from Almghty. They were in a good position to fight. Kingsmen didn't really have the outs that they wanted, but they execute well, right?
Yep.
And they sacrifice Odia Bambi, but they get the third turtle here. Opening up the goalie to about 3k.
Yeah, so right now what Kingsmen have to do, right? Let's take a look at the replay, right? What actually goes wrong in this thing?
Yeah, you called it out pretty right. So Adami here is in the backline. He's safe. He gets jumped on by Loon and he's able to kite away, but the moment they get onto him, he is just out of this fight. And I think Almghty, they're a bit split. They need to make the call. Do we defend Adamir or do we jump back in? Because they kind of need the space to kill the backline if Adamir is out. So they need to be on the same page. They need to target call properly.
Yeah, but Kingsmen, because you know, we talked about how Almghty should get this very last turtle, right? Right now it is Lord that's going to be spawning in around 80 seconds.
Yep.
Kingsmen, though, they are not supposed to take this turtle. And right now we're seeing that mid-game power spike going into the hands of Kingsmen. But don't forget, Almghty, they have the late game scaling. Kingsman is on the ticking timer bomb.
They really are. They do need to respect the scaling of Almghty. Levels wise, you know, Jay's level 10, Jun's level 9. There isn't a huge gap. I mean, Chu is 11, Loon is 10. Big fight though.
Big fight though. Audio Bambi will get called over by Ken, but the Lycan Pulse actually saves him. What a clutch coming out for Audio Bambi all the time, but Chu just racking up that back line. Adamir gets knocked down a little bit. Jay coming in will be able to scratch Chu slightly off.
They need to go in for re-engage. Now that, you know, they've managed to force them off this jungle path, they need to go in and get something done. Either push out the wave mid or push out the wave bot, because that pick, that 1-4-1 trade does not amount to anything. As A1, A2, he should be dead here. Oh, the damage from the Sicilian. Chu comes in to try and help his teammate out, but it's a sunk cost fallacy. Kingsmen, they lose another. They're starting to fall behind. Chu here holding the front. You can see the smart missiles coming in. He gets tossed back with the ejector. Chu, he's tanky, but how tanky is he? As Jun is in the back line now, Kingsmen are looking to turn this fight around. Odia Bambi trying to put the damage down onto them, trying to make this count. Chu gets the first kill. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Odia Bambi still alive as Almghty claim a second. Kingsmen, there's only 2 men left alive. Chu and Odia Bambi, they have to hold down the fort. As Almghty, they turn their sights over to the Lord.
It's 1-for-3 trade. That's something that Kingsmen don't want. You can see how Jay is slowly start to shine as a late game Sicilian. One smack, A1, A2 is gone, deleted, yeeted out on the battlefield.
2-3 flame shot. Kagura's not. She hasn't had the team fight impact that we want to see, right? The Indian overturn doesn't come for Jack if they're just running at you.
But at least the Kingsmen has a very open bottom side, right? They've opened up Almghty's bottom side so much, but Almghty is just tossing bodies to make sure that their turret stays strong. However, Kingsmen, don't forget.
Odia Bambi's got the endless battle.
Endless Battle is going to boost out a lot of damage in terms of Lycanpounce, right? Because once you Lycanpounce, that's a skill, true damage, and just
yes, essentially 2 sets of skills, right? So if he spaces them out properly, it's like insane damage.
But you can note, if you notice how Kingsman is actually trying to split up Almghty as much as possible. Loon's fighting a one-man army, but at the same time, Sky re-engages on the way in. Jay pulls through all the way back. The ultimate will get land. Adamir jumping in a little bit too late. Kingsman now looking very low. Odia Bambi looks for the flank, won't be able to do it as Almghty zones out Kingsman away from the Lord.
Yo, that's a lot for Almghty. They used 3 ultimates and now Kingsman, they know they have the window to engage. A lot of damage done onto Cooper, but it's not the target you want. Still, Kingsmen, they have to be careful spacing around this. They themselves have no ultimates left from that fight. So, scratch that. It's not a loss of Almghty. In fact, if anything, they have full control of this area now.
And trading away a few ultimates, right, is still okay for Kings Almghty if they will be able to actually secure the Lord Pit. Now, not a lot of cross-map plays happening for the side of Kingsman, right? Bottom side is still very open, but at the same time, Almghty, they're kind of lose control a little bit as Kingsman doesn't really dare to step into the river.
It's tricky here. The window for them to fight is getting smaller and smaller. It's almost non-existent now. Like, even though the goal is leaning towards Kingsmen, if you ask me, by virtue of scaling, Almghty is like 70% slated to win as they jump in onto Ken, gets the stun, but there's no damage, there's no follow-up, they can't chase in. Kingsmen, they're just, it's a Mexican standoff. They're staring at each other, no one really willing to pull the trigger. Loon is in a lot of trouble though, the Mountain Shocker and a potential jump. Now coming back in, Azura X has to flicker out. He's very low on health, they're chasing on. Jun will flicker on his own, or no flicker rather, just the Blood Oath chasing in.
By the bottom side, if you notice how Adamir is actually pushing this turret right on in, this is something what we talk about, cross-map play. Almghty is the one that's doing it instead of Kingsman. I would expect that Kingsman was the one who needs these cross-map play. They need to take down as much structures as possible before Almghty actually gets turned on.
Big issue is, so Kingsman, who's going to be playing the cross-map, right? Anyone goes missing, Almghty starts at the Lord, and they take it very quickly because they've Isan Odia Bambi.
Odia Bambi Chu jumping in with the ultimate, but will be Kingsman will disengage. Almghty, they're now just playing it as patiently as possible. Kingsman, you can sense that they're losing patience. This is it, or Almghty might actually take this load.
They do this so quickly, like Adamir just destroys this because he switches from melee to range, and now this choke that Kingsman is running through would be the end of them. Almghty, they're set up for this play, they're looking to go in on Kingsman. On the backline, immediately jumping in low is Loon, and meanwhile Azura X and company is very low on health. Loon has to back out on that sword form. Resetting for this, June in the backline gets a massive stun, and now Almghty just jump into them and eviscerate Kingsman. There's nothing left for them here. However, Odia maybe trying to make something work. The last member standing is going to be Ken and Chu. I don't think, okay, actually Kingsman, they just turn it around.
Yeah, you were actually hyping it up all the way for Almghty to actually take this win, but no, here comes Odia Bambi. I am the janitor. I mopped up all your members, and look inside. Almghty super dead. There's no way to actually take this lord as Kingsman has free reign on this lord.
I saw them all clump up, right? I was like, huh.
Alice, did that even happen?
Alice looks really good here. Let's take a look at this fight, right? So in the choke here, Almghty is just perfect. They pulled the trigger a bit too early, but it's okay. And then that clump up towards the top side near the lane, they really get everyone so low. And pay attention to Jun here. Just look at the Alice. She jumps in and I was like, oh yeah, this is a great clump. And then, Kingsman just flipped it around.
But whenever
Bambi is with the Endless Battle actually. Holy, look at the damage.
Yep, Endless Battle, he has a mop as well. It's just mopping up Almghty all across the riverside. Yep, good stuff. This means that a bit more priority in terms of the pushing power goes into the hands of Kingsman, and that's exactly what they need. They need to try to end this lord right here, this lord right here, right now, or the Almghty will be given the opportunity to scale, and that's not what Kingsman wants.
So, Lord's charging in. It's going to be a lot of damage on the bot inhibitor. Kingsmen, they're backing off. They don't want to throw this push because they know on the top side Chu is getting lane prio. He's cutting the waves actually.
Yep. I feel like Kingsman has no choice but to start cutting the waves, right? Because they want the minion to actually clash on top of this turret so that they can take top side. Now, Almghty is forced in their own base.
These 5v5s though, even though the Kingsmen did win the previous fight, it's not 100% always going to go in their favor, right? I feel like that fight, if anything, like Almghty just botched it, but they still are ahead. And if you walk into 2-3 members like that, okay, you know what? Kingsman is just going to clean you up.
Yep, of course. No matter how much scaling we're talking about, right, Almghty? If Almghty is just going to walk into Kingsman, setting it up like that, it's just going to get taken down, right? But that's where it goes down to this. You see how Kingsman is actually pathing around. That's always so clumped out. And now, if you're Jun, if you're Jay, that's exactly what Almghty wants Kingsman to do.
Yeah, the clumps though.
Yep.
I'm not sure why Sky just walked in like that. Like 8-15 is your kill score right now. You have to play a bit more conservative. Kingsmen have the goal lead. In effect, in numbers, it's like 9k. In effect, it's something like 3-4k, right? Audio Bambi now is going to pick up another big item. Getting to that hyper carry. I mean, the hyper carry mode is online.
Yeah, what Kingsmen can do, right? Because they're always constantly trying to dive on the call of Jay. Now Jay is
Not
forced
again.
to actually go away.
No, check into this. Okay, the orange buff leashes onto Kingsmen. So they know that people are there.
Yeah, but right now, Kingsmen, they're actually playing it way too slow for my take. But maybe they're just... I feel like they're about to lose a bit of patience, but Adamir actually steals away the orange buff, but hold on a second, Chu gets tossed all the way back in, but the damage coming out for Almghty, not enough, as Kingsmen, Audio Bambi will be able to push Almghty back into the base. There's no way that Almghty can breathe their own jungle air at all.
It's not tough for them to take these fights. Like, you really need the flank to come in from the Alice to split Kingsmen up in order for them to take the 5-on-5. Like, they do have the scaling, but they don't have a tank. So the burst coming from Kingsmen is like, run, you flee from this damage.
Yep. My dude, Loon is playing out of his mind. There's a lot of clutch moments that Loon actually did, right? You talk about the team fight all the way up top when they actually allows Kingsmen to take that Lord. That's so clutch coming out. And don't forget, Audio Bambi can always dodge with the Lycan Pulse. He goes into that small little iframe. It's not minor, it's not too major, but it's good enough.
And he might be looking for a pick here. He has the unstoppable force.
Might not be, I don't think so. We'll
He
be
just
tossing-
ejected his Cooper in.
Yep. Right now, Almghty is actually forced all the way down to the base. Now, Almghty will use a Mountain Shocker to review where Kingsman is. So maybe they should...
Who's on the top side? They could force this.
Yep, they could force this. Ken will be looking for free hugs. Loon dashing away. As June coming in, we talked about clumping up. Kingsman, that's not exactly one you be, because one clump up is very good for June and Jay. They can just claw you in and just dish out so much damage. But don't forget, Almghty's top lane is actually under a bit of fire. Now they're sending Sky all the way back to actually, catch that wave for the moment, as our Kingsman is just trying to look for these kind of plays.
7 seconds on the Lord. Kingsmen are already in position. Meanwhile, Almghty are late to the draw. Sky is going to have to run over, but by then, I think the Lord should be started up at least. Kingsmen, they are deliberating just a little bit.
I think what Kingsman wants to do is to bait Almghty in. Now, you can note how Kingsman is actually setting out all these traps right there.
Because of Mountain Shocker, they know where you are at every point in time.
Yeah, but the traps right there is what Kingsman wants Almghty to walk on in. If you can see like how Audio Bambi is trying to set up for the flanks, Kingsman is just putting this unstop on wall, A1, A2, tossing the umbrella. Chu getting so much shield from all that Esmeralda, but he decided to pull the trigger, jumping in, Ken ejected all the way back into Kingsman, saying no way you're going to engage, but that's an ultimate gone from Chu.
Every time the fight starts, look at Jay and look at Jun. They are always sitting on the flanks. They're always looking for a flank angle coming. Good bump up.
Good catch up coming out from Jay as Jun coming in with the blood. Wind Trunking will be activated, but Jun is still all the way in the back line. But don't forget, Audio Bambi is still chasing up. The member Adamir actually goes down. That's unfortunate for Almghty as Kingsman tried to look to turn this around. Sky dashes around, but Audio Bambi is still alive. Kingsman still full force, and they might actually be able to take this war without a problem at all.
Caught out. Sky wasn't there. It was a 4-on-5, and Kingsman run them down. At 11k goal lead, it might be the breaking point, right? Like, the scaling is there, but Almghty aren't fighting their comp properly. They aren't using it properly.
Look at June coming in from the back line. They've tried to look for that, but won't be able to pull the trigger. Ken coming in, will be able to eject A1, A2 all the way back in, but Audio Bambi comes. Try to focus Ken as well as June, but June will go down. Ken forces to run away. Unfortunately, Sky will fall next. Only 2 members from the side of Almghty. We talk about scaling. Who cares about scaling? Kingsman, they're gonna take this Lord.
They keep walking in. It's so mysterious why Almghty just like, yep, I am just going to walk in. And the scaling is, it works if you fight 5, right?
Yep.
It works if you come in with the flank from Jun and Jay and just like clump them all up. The Shocker, okay.
There was a very slim chance that Adamir with a Mountain Shocker that could actually take away that Lord. Very slim.
Looking at this right now, goal lead for Almghty is 13k. The scaling might just be insufficient for Almghty, right? So they need to get one last fight down. And again, we're looking at Jay, we're looking at June to come in with the flank.
Especially June.
Hold the prior targets and allow for June to really burst them down.
Maybe this is actually pick up the Almighty's trigger and look for, but Audio Bambi looking very low a little bit. Ken jumping in, he's actually absorbing so much damage as well. But Audio Bambi coming in for the re-engage. Shu charging up the ultimate. Ken will get shift all the way back.
Look at your screen.
Lose 3 members.
Look at your screen. Atlas and Sicilian is nowhere near there. Like,
That's
you're
right.
forcing their play, but your team isn't on the same page. This is desperation, right? They keep
Yes.
forcing these 2-on-5s, 1-on-5s, and Kingsmen, they just happily receive the throw. There's no reason for them to really fight there. Bot inhibitor should be going down here as Kingsmen start sieging up Chu in the back line. Looking to finish off the bot hit before the fight breaks out.
Okay, as the Lord will be marching towards the core, the members of Kingsmen, they're trying to lay down damage. They're trying to make sure that Almghty stays at their base as much as possible as Kingsmen. They're just gonna bash it on the core. As ladies and gentlemen, my prediction came right. 2-1.
Kingsmen will progress on into the semi-finals. A bit of a sweaty game coming out there from Kingsmen.
Sweaty.